Hey everybody, this is the Nomadic Author coming at you, also known as Mental. Why? Because I think a lot. My name is Shannon Clemens. What I wanted to talk to you about is the fact that I just received a message over my PeopleNet, claiming that I was doing over the speed limit. And I kind of find it funny that they would bring this alert to me, this company, when from day one when I started working as an IC, I was told by one of the, I guess they call it, when you're an IC, they call them asset managers or whatever. But I was told by the driver's manager or asset manager, whichever you want to call him, that he had a driver, another IC, that made a delivery something like 800 some odd miles down the road on the same day, on the day that person picked it up, they delivered it that same day. Let's see, where was it at? They delivered it that same day, and I said, well, how is that possible that on the same shift, that's what I was trying to say. How is it possible that that person could make an 800-mile delivery in one single shift, and their truck is governed at 65 miles per hour? There's no way possible for you to do that. And so he told me that that driver had their governor taken off of their truck. Well, guess what? If the governor was taking off the truck, and you told me that, that the governor was taking off the truck, you just fucked up right there. Cause it ain't no way in hell you gonna do 700, let alone 800 miles in a single shift. That's even if you was to drive straight, because you still got to take the half an hour break. But if you was to drive straight, take only a half an hour, and then literally only a half an hour, and then keep on driving straight until you get there, there's not enough time in that one shift to get down that way, abiding by the speed limit along the highway, even at 70 miles per hour. You know what I'm saying? Which is only 5 miles per hour more than what a government truck does at 65. So you only gonna put in an extra, get an extra hour's drive by doing that 5 miles per hour. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the people from CR England got hired into this company, and he broke it down. He told you, like, even if you one person doing 65, one person doing 70, that's you only gonna get there an hour earlier than the next person. And an hour earlier, you know what I'm saying, is only an extra 50 miles. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta take into account that the speed limits vary. And so I wonder if they sent that same message to that other IC who's basically on the same level as me, and IC, independent contractor. That same warning message claiming that you was going faster than what the speed limit said. And then you got to look at how often did they send that message. Because to do 800-mile delivery, you're speeding your ass off. You're not doing 70 which is gonna give you an extra 50 miles. You had to be doing every bit of 80, maybe 90. You know what I'm saying? Because at 65, you could do probably, with the various speeds and everything, you could do 500 miles. I actually pulled out 614 miles on a single shift in a truck that's governed at 65 miles per hour. And I drove my ass off. You know what I'm saying? I literally, when I say drove my ass off, I mean I stayed behind the wheel, stayed on what you call it. You know what I'm saying? Didn't make no stops, none of that good stuff. But even with making stops, you know what I'm saying? I could pull out 500 miles, but doing something like that, 600 miles at 614 miles, no. You know what I'm saying? That's not making no stops. That's only taking that 1/2 an hour mandatory break. You know what I'm saying? You sitting it there with the pedal to the metal, you going down that goddamn road. So that's at 65 miles per hour, which I was in a truck governing at that. Actually, it's governed at 63 because I was working at CR England then, and I used to battle for that #1 spot when it came to driving at CR England. Literally, I used to always get the #2 spot. I couldn't figure out how in the hell they was getting that #1 spot over me. You know what I'm saying? But even with just straight driving like that, no, you're not pulling out no 700 miles. You're not pulling. You for damn sure ain't pulling out no 800 miles. My truck is governed at 65 miles per hour. I could have this governor taken off if I choose to, but I choose not to. You know what I'm saying? So that way I can keep it. Speed limit 70 miles per hour. You know, I'm on these. This is what is considered a U.S. highway and not an interstate. I'd rather be on the interstate, but like I said, these people next Qualcomms and all the other stuff love to take you on a scenic route through all the cornfields and the countryside and stuff, you know. So I'm just curious, how often did they send that person that made the 800-mile delivery in a single shift? How often did they send you're speeding message? That's really something to think about. I mean, because that don't make no sense at all, for real. Talk to you later, YouTube.